how did you get this idea of this business?
So what happened was I was working in one of the top companies in the world. It's called Society General. I was in one of the teams which was top in the world. It was ranked second in the world in market research, forecasting the market. We were building strategies to focus the market. I was doing that. It was going on very well. The work was also good. But I always felt, I did my master's from IIT Delhi, and there I was working on robotics, computer vision and all those things.
So you are a mechanical engineer?
No, I'm an electronics engineer, control and automation specialty. So I, like in IIT, I was always working with robots, tinkering something and moving the arms and using, I remember this is like in 2006 or something. I used to build machine learning models for various things. So I've always been excited with the domain. And in financial markets, people are not very receptive to machine learning because they feel it is a black box. But there are so many applications out there where it can be used. Even in financial markets, it can be used. Like we published a lot of papers on it. So over time, what I realized is there's a lot more out there. And to do all those things, I can't do it from a bank. So I need to come out and do it. And initially I started off with starting a lab in my house. So I constructed a lab, physical lab actually, garage kind of thing. Bought a lot of parts from various parts of the world. A lot of equipment, sensors, motors, cameras, different kinds of cameras, 3D printers. I assembled a 3D printer. Started building various things. And I also went around places close to Bangalore. I started giving talks on these things.
So colleges or?
In colleges. That's how I met people in SJBIT as well. Don Bosco, RV College and so on. So I kept giving talks so that I wanted to spread the word.
Get awareness about this.
Exactly. There are technologies today which are quite powerful. For example, machine learning and deep learning, they are quite powerful, and they can change the way humans live and do their work. Especially, so people keep saying Industry 4.0, right? Every time there is an industrial revolution, the way people live changes. First industrial revolution, like before that, people used to stay in villages.
Now the communication has become so easy now.
Exactly. So first industrial revolution was all about building parts, physical parts, and second industrial revolution was electricity. With that you could transform various things. Third was communication, information, computation and so on. Fourth is the intelligence revolution, where you can put intelligence into various things. You can make things smart. You can have smart buildings, you can have smart tables, roads, everything you can make it smart. And it has a profound implication on various things. And in 2013-14, I figured out there will be autonomous cars because the technology was progressing at a faster pace, and I used to read papers on deep learning, a new technique which had come, and I was like becoming more and more certain. And I used to tell my colleagues and other people. Nobody used to believe, computers can't do this. Indian roads are complex. Even today for Indian roads we don't have it, right? But very soon we are going to have it. In next 3-4 years, probably we'll have autonomous cars. Even in a country like India, where the complexity is too high, animals can come in, roads are not good. People drive.
10 years before there was no XUVs. Now everybody buying XUVs now.
Yes, not just about cars, right? It's about what you can do with the cars. Like if you put an intelligent system as intelligent as a machine, what all you can do. And I also saw a lot of things which are going on in the field of biology, especially in genomics. A new technique called CRISPR-Cas9, a new invention which was made, using which you can do gene editing in a precise way. Gene editing in a precise way. And not only that, I also saw how machine learning and deep learning can be used in various other things like weather forecast, or it can be used in smart cities, industries, and so on. Okay, so this motivated me to start something where I get the freedom to work on all these fields and actually show the power of this technology. And I also had to stay in India, especially in Bangalore, because of my family constraints. So I had to invent here, start something here itself. So because have some family constraints, I have to stay here. So plus it is a challenge. Starting something.
What's your mission right now?
My mission is to do high-end, cutting-edge work, research and development work in India.
In India.
Because of two reasons. One, we have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
We are not using that talent for right purpose.
It's floating out.
Yeah. We have really smart people who go and shine somewhere else because they don't get opportunity here.
Especially even I used to talk to students like even IITs and NITs. They are the cream of the country. Just because they don't get opportunity. So
exactly. We have a lot of IITians here. We hire a lot of IITians. We also have people from other colleges. Pretty good colleges, and we also hire people from hackathons because a person going into a hackathon itself tells that smart guy is not. It's not about smartness. It's about the mental attitude, right? What I believe, I firmly believe in this. I believe if a person is determined to do something and he really tries hard, he can do it. Whatever it might be. Even bringing moon to earth, which is a bad thing, we should not do, but it can be done if there's a lot of determination and if we have enough time as well. Right? Some things cannot be done in one lifetime.
It takes time.
So, since I believe in that, I mainly believe that people can do whatever they want if they are determined. All these things led me to start my own company.
So right now, how many employees you have?
We have around 35 employees. We are growing continuously.
In Bangalore?
In Bangalore.
Okay.
We have few in Hyderabad.
Okay.
So we are expanding slowly. For us, main constraint is hiring the right kind of people. Okay. Right mindset is more important for us.
That's what I wanted to ask you. So what do you look actually for the people who in during hiring process? What do you really look for the person?
See, curl analytics is not just about me. Curl analytics, it is itself an entity on its own, and it's like, let's say there's the goddess called Curl Analytics, and we are all working for her. So it's not about me individually. So we try to do whatever it takes to make good for the goddess.
That's what most needed in India right now. So organization should be a democratic and people should come.
It should be more for the idea and not for the individual. Right? And the founding members, we are 4 people. Myself, I am good at machine learning, deep learning. I've been doing it for a long time. I've published a lot of papers. I understand the industry well, and I've solved practical problems, real world problems, which like we start off with no data and nothing, is just a problem statement, and from there to actually solve it and add value. So this is where we kind of are.
What is your product right now? Who you are?
Let me just complete what I was saying. Right, I am one of the founders. The second founder is Jayavardhan Sambedu, who is expert in blockchain. He is really good at blockchain. He is also part of Indian blockchain standard creation. He is in many. He is the reason why few startups in Europe got started. And these startups are valued at $150 million, and they're pretty big. And he is also quite determined to make this cause successful. Then we have Chandra Prakash, who is our CFO. Jay is our CTO. Chandra Prakash is CFO. He's quite experienced than us. He's much older than us, and he brings in that we are very aggressive. We go try to do everything. He's the one who says, okay, we can do this, we can't do this. This doesn't make sense, and so on. He's that kind of guy, and he was earlier acting as CFO of various companies. He was working with Deloitte and various things. He's a mentor kind of guy. And then we have Swapnik. Swapnik was studying in US, was working in US. He came back, he wanted to start something on machine learning. Data science was fascinating for him as well. So we met and we felt we should all work together. He has huge number of connects. So each one brings different things to the table. It's not that we all bring to the same thing. And we were not like close buddies earlier, right? We joined as a group because we felt collectively, we have similar kind of goals. And that is the reason we kind of have discussion almost every day as to how to take the course correction. Are we going in the right direction? Are we, should we change something? So it's not like, oh, we are perfect, something was successful, so we should always go in this direction. We are always ideating, always thinking that, okay, what should be the next step? How do we take this forward? How do we make this big? So having that positive attitude is very, very important. Okay, and one of the things, probably you have it in the next few questions, is probably what are the things one should have to create a startup. First thing is the mindset. Right? Mostly what happens is people are risk averse, and there's a reason for it. In India, if you don't earn money, you will go to the road, right? You're in the roads. So it's
even the family values, they won't support who want to take a new step.
Those are there. Plus people, if they have a cushy job, they are like, okay, I am like everyone surrounding them is also saying what was I saying?
You are having a job and you are working for
Society General. I was earning a lot of money.
So the transition phase, like how it felt like.
So it was for me. I am someone who I don't care about money. Even when I was in Society General, I never asked for a raise, or I never checked my account as well. I knew money was coming in, and it was more than enough for me to lead my life, travel, whatever I wanted to do. So I never bothered about it. But at the same time, I felt there are so many smart people here, and they are they're not fully utilizing their capabilities. And I was like, that was a bad thing for me, right? Somehow, last day, I remember this. I was going to my office on the last day of my work. After I had resigned, I had 2 months notice period, and I was feeling very happy. I was like, okay, I'm going to hire at least, even if I hire 5 people and make them work to their full potential. I was like, oh, that itself is a big thing. Okay. So in our company, what we want to do is give freedom to people, to empower them, make them innovative, and bring in that innovation capability from inside. So here you can see people who are really, really smart and fast at doing things. There was this project where we had to develop a kind of product. Our client thought we have a product already, and we didn't have a product. We were zero, we didn't have anything. And the meeting was in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we had to create a product just to show them that
you're there,
we have it, kind of. We thought, okay, let's start. And I went to our top programmers. I put 2 of them together. I said, guys, do it. Okay. So it took. I was monitoring them, continuously giving ideas. Even I also did a little bit of coding and stuff. But in 2 weeks, we created almost a product. When the clients saw, they were like, oh, this product has everything except for this for us. And we were like, oh, they thought it's a full-blown product and others are using it. So this is what we did in 2 weeks. And to do such a thing, you should believe that nothing is impossible. Okay, so, and you need to continuously think in different ways.
So you believe that if everything is possible and you shoulder the responsibility and people are there to work with you, and things will happen.
See, successful companies are like a cult. Okay, so they are people, they believe things are possible. They believe that can be achieved. If you have pessimism, you should have optimism, but not to the extent of being overconfident. But having pessimistic views will not help. Like, oh, will this happen?
Yeah.
Yes, like there is a good chance of things not working out, right? But if you always think about it, you will never progress forward. You will not do things which are this thing. So yesterday I was telling some crazy ideas to our drone team. What we did was we have created a drone team. We are building drones ourselves, just for using those drones for analytics, not for building drones for the sake of selling drones. No, we wanted to do an experiment like POC where we wanted to get information from drones and use that for various analytics. And for that we built our own drone. And that too a drone which has various sensors, lidars, cameras and so on. It is a challenging thing. It's not an easy thing. And we hired the right kind of people, we gave the right kind of freedom, we were involved in each of the step, and that really helped. Okay. So yeah, having that positive attitude is very, very important.
So that's your success mantra.
There are few.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
That's one.
Having the right positive attitude is one of them. Being you should take risk. You should take calculated risk, and you should also know what is that risk part of it. You should calculate the risk as well.
You should take a calculated risk.
Yeah. So that is one of the mantra. Thinking long term is very important.
Yeah.
So there's a saying, right? People who are like doing a day-to-day job, right? They are thinking just next 3 days.
For the next 3 days.
3 days.
The next month.
Will I have money or next 1
Can
month?
I pay my bills?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
So with that kind of vision, right, you can't do big things because you can get lost easily.
Yeah.
Right? And then people who are working professionals, right, which I was earlier, they think in a medium term way. They'll think, oh, next year what will happen?
Yeah.
That's the maximum they'll think. And that is good, but not good enough.
But, yeah.
Right? And when you are building a company, you need to think really long term.
Yeah.
You need to think, let's say, 5 years,
10 years, 10 years.
10 years, 20 years. But 20 years, yeah, it's not required right now for us, but at least 5 years and 10 years are required.
Yeah.
So thinking long term is also very important, and thinking big is important. See, thinking small will never help you. Okay, according to me, thinking small will always take you down. Like you are concentrating on something which either is not important or you are yourself selling yourself low.
Yeah.
Okay. Thinking big is always good. It kind of encourages people. Sometimes it may look as if it is jarring or it's too big to be true kind of thing. But
how do you keep that desire, that thinking big, that burning desire when you surround with people who are already day to day, they are lost in their life?
Yeah.
And still you have to keep that fire inside.
So I told you, right? You need to create a cult.
Yeah.
You need to create a cult which thinks the same way you think.
Okay.
And initially they will not believe in you.
Yeah.
When they start seeing success,
Yeah.
success after success, things keep happening, and you keep leading the entire thing. When they see a person leading it that way, then they will start believing in you. So, and then they will start following you. So leadership is very important. Caesar, Julius Caesar, right? In one of the wars, his army was hesitant to move because on the other side there was a huge army and all those things. And Caesar was a guy who was very good with his army. He was a very nice guy, a benevolent guy. He used to eat with them and so on. So they had a high respect and high regard for him. And when the other side was so big and they were small, like in size, so they were not going and attacking, he himself led. He was like, I don't care, I'm going.
I'm going, yeah.
He went almost like 1/4 of the distance between them, and everyone was like, how can we let our leader go this thing? So they went faster than him, and they went and fought and won the war.
Yeah.
So you need to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, and you should, as a leader, one has to lead from the front. So let me give you an example, right? Initially, like when I used to tell people, I have a lot of experience, so I used to tell people, okay, we can do this in this time, or we can do it this way. People were like, no, that can't be done, or this is very short amount of time. Yeah. So, and it's not because they didn't want to do it, but they thought it's. Yeah. So I was talking about how you have to lead by example, right? So when I used to tell people what to do, how to do, and in what time it can be done, they always thought, okay, this is over ambitious, he's like just telling it, things like that. And when I sat and showed that it can be done in half the time what I expected them to do myself, then they were like, oh, it is possible, and this is how we do it. Then they started asking me questions, how can we solve this in this way, how can we solve it in that way, and things like that. So when you yourself are showing by leading, that has profound like an impact.
Should be an example, like you can't keep telling people, you should walk and show it.
So day before yesterday I did a night out.
Okay.
I was in the office till 5:30 a.m.
Yeah.
I was building an application.
Okay.
It was a genomics application. So genomics is a very complex field. It has too many moving parts.
Okay.
Plus human, genetics, the information, the entire information is encoded in a complex way, and still now we have not understood everything. We have understood bits and pieces, but not everything.
So there's a lot of controversy already, like about artificial intelligence.
No, okay, artificial intelligence is different from genomics.
Okay.
There are controversies in genomics as well. It can be used for, any technology can be used for bad and good reasons, right?
Yeah.
And it has been there for a long time. Like for example, nuclear energy can be used for bombs, creating bombs and kill people. And the same bombs can be, the same energy can be used in reactors, and electricity can be taken out. Same way, internet can be used to do various things like social media, communication, travel, shopping and other things. At the same time, it can be used for hacking, looking at the people's, getting into the people's privacy, and doing theft and so on. So technology has always been that way. Similarly, artificial intelligence is a very powerful technology. It's more like nuclear weapons, powerful technology, and it also has negative side. It can be used for bad things. So, and it's always that cat and mouse game, where someone tries to outsmart the other, and other guy now has to outsmart the other person to protect and so on. Similarly, even in genomics, right? So cats and dogs,
it's always there. So what are your responsibilities right now, and how your typical day goes?
My typical day, I spend, at Curl we are working on a lot of problems, right? One side we are working on problems on trade finance, another side we are working problems on market forecast, financial market forecast. We are also working on smart city based solutions, drone based analytics. We are working on genomics. We are working on different kinds of forecasts, which we do. So there are so many projects going on. So what I do is to start up the day, I do stand-up meetings. So it's like stand-up meetings are, you don't have to stand, you can sit, but you spend not more than 15 minutes to get the entire input, what happened yesterday, and you will give suggestions what should happen today. I believe in daily meetings. Daily meetings are very powerful. It has to be done to understand.
The moment you came from the office?
Daily meetings in the morning to understand how the entire project is going, and how do we have to pivot, if we have to pivot or not, what should be the metric to measure the performance, how we are going. All those things have to be in place. When I talk about metric here, it's not the metric as how many hours people are sitting and working, no. It's more about how the product is growing. So we are bothered about the product and not about how many hours people are sitting and working on it, right? So that is one of the things. So I do these meetings with everyone. Then I have a lot of things other than that, like creating project proposals, discussing about our pricing criteria, our strategy. Like people from outside, they keep calling you. So typically once a week I give talks. Various places in India. So basically I do that for a few reasons. One, want to promote the latest technologies, evangelize the new technologies, because they have power, and the information has to go out for the younger generation as well as various other people to understand what's going on. Other people in the sense in the in the domain, in our domain, right? So there will be conferences, there will be people calling us to colleges and so on. I keep giving talks. That's one of the things. So by the second half of the day, I kind of go with people. If someone is having any problem with finishing their project or that part of what they have to do for that day, I sit with them, I help them out. I keep giving ideas. My job is to give ideas. And like for example, let's say we are trying to do something on NLP based solution and they are not finding out how to do it, then come out and I also sit with my laptop, go with them, sit next to them, search out things. I will try, okay, have you seen this paper? Have you done this? Have you tried that? Can you try it in this angle? So in financial markets, we are using some kind of new deep learning models called reinforcement learning models there. So how do you use it in different way and so on. Like the day is typically, I discuss ideas. So I like talking about ideas, thinking about ideas. So now every day, even I am improving, I am growing. So I know what works and what doesn't work. So probably last year this time, I was I had 1/4 the ideas what I have now. I keep growing because we need to up our game. So we hire really smart people, and to kind of inspire those people, you also have to become smart. So one has to become smart.
So ideally, who is your role model, your inspiration?
So I have several role models. One of the role model I really look up to is Elon Musk.
I'm a fan of Elon Musk.
Yeah, so there are a lot of controversies that he spoke something in Twitter and all those things. I'm not talking about those things. As I told, I feel every person has good side and bad side, and they all do stupid mistakes. It's fine. What I like about his ideology and what he's trying to do is he's looking at humanity's perspective. He wants to.
His vision is too
too big, right? Too long term. When I say long term, ours is like 10 years, and we're also thinking 15 years is 15 years is too much, and he's like 50 years, 100 years kind of thing. So you see all these companies. Electric cars, right? Can make cities less polluted. And getting the power from solar. It should not come from thermal power plants where the pollution is still happening. And that is converted into electricity. Solar power, solar panels, the solar city. Gigafactory builds a huge number of batteries, and these batteries are efficient and so on. It's the biggest factory in the world to produce batteries. And then you have SpaceX. SpaceX is so ambitious.
People are very, they don't believe him.
Exactly. So he's trying to he's making the entire world his cult. So he's creating the cult across the world. So we are creating the cult here, and he's creating. So I have huge respect for him. My motive is also quite similar to his. So my motive is to myself as my own personal motive, as well as probably Kerr's motive as well, is to extend the time span of human species. What I mean by that is time span is not like lifespan. Lifespan is for an individual. Time span is human species as is. You must be knowing, right? Many of the species go extinct. Plants go extinct, animals go extinct, and so on. So human species itself can go extinct, right? Not now, probably in million years or 10 million years, who knows, or a few thousand years, few hundred years, we don't know. And my job, I feel, I have done something in my life. If I extend the time span even by like few days or few years or few hundred years. So I believe it can be done. So we always underestimate the power of a single individual. It can be done, but it can't be done in like 1 year or two months or something. It will take decades. It will probably take 20-30 years. That's my motive, and that's where I come from. It's a totally ideological thing. and at the end of the day, you need to make money to run the company.
Yeah.
You can't be ideology based. So we have to build products, we have to build things, and many of the things we are doing is to look at how we can use technology to improve various things for humans, human species per se. Yeah.
So my last question is, if you have a piece of advice for my viewers, like for budding entrepreneurs, what do you want to say?
If you are an entrepreneur, have a firm belief in yourself. You need to have I had this thing that okay, I will be successful and this is going to happen, that is going to happen. I used to daydream and make it possible. Like today, people call me, I can't tell who and whatever.
Yeah.
They call me on the phone and say, please come over here and solve this problem. So I fly there and solve the problem and come.
Yeah.
So they would be trying for months and I'll solve it in a few days.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the same time, our company is regarded in a big way. So for example, people in IIT Bombay, they have invited us for campus interviews. We have been getting requests from all over the world to join Curl, not just India. We get like huge number of resumes, 10 resumes per day.
Okay.
That we want to join, I'm doing machine learning, deep learning, I'm into blockchain, I want to join, so on. So we are able to, so what happened is few months back, many of the interns we had taken had got jobs, had got MSCs in US. 3 of them stayed back. They said that we can do MS later. This work is more interesting.
Okay.
So that kind of gave me kind of satisfaction. So if you really believe in something, you can do it, and you have to obviously think, ideate, think, and also have right set of team, right set of people.
Yeah.
So the core team should have that mindset. Don't go too much about money. Don't think too much about money. Money will follow. Money will follow excellence. If you are excellent, money will follow.
Yeah.
But it is not the other way around. I have money, so the excellence follows. I can hire all the best people. No, like even the best people want to be with people who are striving towards excellence.
Yeah.
So they don't want to go to a place where they say, I'm giving money, so you have to work. So they don't go to such places. So that is the reason one has to think more about what you want to achieve and how do you want to achieve. And if you have that passion, you can really do it. And one more thing I keep saying, right? There's a huge difference between giving your 80% and giving your 100%.
Yeah.
Giving your 80%, if you can achieve something, you can achieve 10x more if you are giving 100%. It's not like, oh, you achieve only 1 point something. No, you get 10x more. So giving 100% is very important. Okay, so I think that will help the viewers.
So thank you very much, sir, for your nice time.
Yeah.
So this is Shivram from Curl Analytics, and we had a nice talk with today. And so I hope this interview helped you guys, and we'll come up with such interviews in the coming times. Thank you very much.